All right, y'all ready to roll? Yeah? No? All right, we are rolling. All right, I'm going to open in prayer. And then we will jump right into this. I do have a couple of disclaimers so that I don't get jumped on the way to church from here. So let's open in prayer. Lord, we come before you. We thank you for the opportunity to gather together and to just have this fun study at Christmas movies. And we ask that you would be with each one of us. In your name, amen. All right, so a couple of things that I just want to say right in the beginning. This is just for fun. Okay? I'm just having fun with y'all. But to be honest, when I started this, most of the things that we did, like when I did Christmas hymns, the good ones were easy. When I did Christmas traditions, the good ones were easy. Good ones. Like there are no good ones. So we're just going to walk through this a little bit. So Christmas movies, every year, most people engage in watching Christmas movies as a way of getting into the season. This is like a common kind of tradition that people have. And most people have their own particular movies that they like, that they watch, that they enjoy every Christmas. So just to give you some insight, Michelle and I, every year, we watch this movie. This is our Christmas movie. Has anybody seen this Christmas movie? It is our favorite Christmas movie. It's got an all-star cast. It's amazing. It's really funny. And we watch it every year. We've already watched it this year. It's just our thing. So, is this a good Christmas movie? No. This is not a good Christmas movie. Is that going to stop me from watching this movie every year with my wife? Nope. We're going to watch it every year because I realized it's not a good Christmas movie, but we're still going to do it. So why would I say that this is not a good Christmas movie? Well, what would you think? There we go. Jim, way in the back. Can you say that again?
There's no mention of Jesus.
Jesus is completely absent from this movie. It's as if Jesus never existed. And we're celebrating Christmas in this isolated bubble without Jesus. There's not one mention of Jesus. Maybe a curse word. Maybe using his name as a curse word. But that's about it. There is no Jesus in this movie. There's very little of what Christmas is really about in this movie. But we like it. We watch it. I wouldn't say you should watch it, but it is pretty funny. All right, so going on from there. So, why we watch it, the vast majority of Christmas movies do not have the real meaning of Christmas in there. They just don't. And I was under the impression that new movies don't have Christmas in there, like the real meaning of Christmas. And I was 100% wrong. All these old movies that y'all watch, these don't have any Jesus in there either, which I was stunned. I thought if you went back to the 50s, you could find Jesus in a Christmas movie. That's not the case. So there's no Jesus in all of them. What they are about. So I'll walk you through what Christmas movies are generally about. First of all, they're about family and friends. Second of all, they're about traditions. Third of all, they're about love, kindness, joy, giving. And strangely enough, there's an odd number of Christmas movies that have angels in there. They might not have Jesus, but there's a whole lot of angels in Christmas movies, which is wild to me. I didn't do that. Well, I'd just like you to enjoy a fire as we prepare to enter into. No, it's
Weird.
I'm good. I can see.
Hold on. I know, but nobody else can see.
By the way, your movie has a 52% rating on.
That doesn't sound good, does it? It's in the positive by 2, though. Randy, I've watched movies with far less.
I have too. Check it out for you. Well, I just added it to my playlist.
Almost there. That was weird. It's like the network popped out for a minute.
Yeah, super.
You're right.
Back up. All right, we're back up. Come back to me. All right. So, and then, there's another category of Christmas movies where it's all about Santa, elves, reindeer, snow, all that sort of thing. But that's generally what Christmas movies are about. So, when you start looking at like the criteria, what it takes to be labeled as a Christmas movie, it really comes down to one thing. And that one thing is it took place during Christmas. That is pretty much it. Anything can be labeled a Christmas movie if it takes place during Christmas. Because most of these movies take place during Christmas, therefore they are Christmas movies. That has been Hollywood's criteria from the very beginning. And this is what I did not realize. I did not realize these old movies, because I don't watch old movies, but I didn't realize these old movies don't have Jesus in there either. And so from the very beginning, it just has to take place during Christmas. So this movie would have been a Thanksgiving movie, an Easter movie, a birthday movie, a 4th of July movie, if it took place on those days or during that season. But because it took place during Christmas, it gets labeled as a Christmas movie, even though that's absolutely nothing to do with Christmas. So, the only thing that makes it a Christmas movie is it took place during Christmas. For example, Die Hard is using that. Now, this is the most important part of this teaching. Using that criteria that it takes place during Christmas, Die Hard is officially a Christmas movie. Gremlins is a Christmas movie. Takes place during Christmas. You know what else is a Christmas movie? Edward Scissorhands is a Christmas movie. And, this may seem out of character, but I absolutely love this movie. It's the only movie that I've cried at. I literally cried at this movie. When she says, "Hold me," and he says, "I can't," like, I lost it. This has been one of my favorite movies forever. And strangely enough, I hate Johnny Depp. But I love this movie. So they're all Christmas movies because they all take place during Christmas. And they are personally my 3 favorite Christmas movies. But let's get into the other list. And we're going to start with the good. And the good was really hard to come up with. Like, really hard. So, let's see here. Levels. Oh, I'm basing this on levels. And my levels is a good Christmas movie is Jesus. A bad Christmas movie, or the next is hints of Jesus, or the values of Jesus. 4th is no Jesus, and 5th is counter Jesus or silly rubbish. So basically, it starts with Jesus and goes all the way down. That's the criteria I'm using. So what is the first great Christmas movie? It is The Nativity Story. Anybody see this? I'm not saying it's a great movie. All that I'm saying is it's a Christmas movie. And that's all that it needs to be in the great Christmas movies, because it is about the birth of Jesus. And so in that regard, it is a great Christmas movie. Is it a great movie in general? I don't know. I didn't see it. But
Watching Edward Scissorhands.
yeah, exactly. Bawling my eyes out. So the nativity story would fit the category of a really good Christmas movie. I only have 3 great Christmas movies. I only have 3 bad Christmas movies. And I only have 1, oh, why are we watching this? But the nativity story really does kind of fit the bill because the movie follows Mary and Joseph from their courtship to the actual birth of Jesus. And then at its heart, the story reminds believers that God chose to enter into the world, not in grandeur, but in simplicity, which is a really cool theme in the movie. And the birth of Christ is seen as the arrival of spiritual light into the world that needs redemption. And if you have those things, then it's a good Christmas movie. Jim?
If you haven't seen it, what are you basing your review on?
I'm basing it on the synopsis of the story.
Could be full of heresy.
It could be, it's not.
I mean, you've made a big deal about other heresies that could be embedded in this. I'm wondering.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. Generally, what you're going to find in these movies is not going to be full of heresy, but it will be full of different theological roads that you could have gone down. So it's going to, it may have more of a Baptist flair to it, or it may have more of a Roman Catholic flair to it, or it might be more Pentecostal, but it's generally not going to be heresy, and it's widely regarded and watched in churches. So it has great endorsements. And to be honest, like a lot of what you need to know, you can find on the internet quite easily. What the story's about, what it emphasizes, all that sort of thing. So, yeah, this is a movie that I did not watch because I generally don't watch these kinds of movies. Yeah, Jim, there you go. I read the book. I don't need to watch the movie. Thank you, Randy.
Movie's never as good.
All right. Yeah. So, but it's widely considered a really good Christian Christmas movie. All right. So moving on from there is Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown Christmas. It doesn't get any better than this. I did watch this. This is fantastic, and it really gets summed up in that final line, or that line at the end of the movie. It's a classic, but this line right here, when Charlie Brown, frustrated, shouts out, "Does anybody know the true meaning of Christmas?" Then Linus says in return, "And suddenly there was with an angel a multitude of heavenly hosts, praising God and saying, 'Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill towards men.'" That's fantastic. Like, I'm not saying that the entire movie has to be this. I'm not saying that you have to make an entire movie about the nativity. But what I am saying is if you're making a Christmas movie, it ought to at least mention something. Like, it ought to at least acknowledge what Christmas is about. And what you find in Charlie Brown is that it kind of unapologetically just states it right there, and I love it. This is a great movie to watch. So those are the 2 best. It goes downhill from there. So I'm really going to have to make some arguments for the next movie being a great Christmas movie. So I'll try to do that as best that I can. But the next would be this. Now, this is not a great Christmas movie because it's really just all about Santa. There's no Jesus in here. But there is some redeeming features to it because it hits that third thing, which is about values of Christ or values. So the values do matter, but they're a distant third to actually acknowledging Jesus as come into the world. So let's look at this. You're all familiar with this movie, right?
The old one.
Yeah. So this is the newer one, but I got the older pictures in here. Miracle on 34th Street. There you go, Brett. There you go. I'm here for you. It's got to be the old one, right? Okay. So you're familiar with the story, okay? So this is just a summary of the story. There's an old guy who believes that he's Santa Claus, and going from there, you get into, while the birth of Jesus isn't front and center in this film at all, it does teach about the power of believing in a different way than a lot of other Christmas movies do. Because you'll find this idea in a lot of Christmas movies, the power of believing. But this does it in a different way, and that is believing without proof. And I think that there's something to that. I had to come up with some good Christmas movies. I really did. I have 3 for next week. And this is a stretch, admittedly, for this to be labeled as a good Christmas movie. But it does communicate this idea of believing in something despite all evidence contrary. Believing in something despite proof. So if you watch, like we watched the Polar Express last night, and the Polar Express is a lot about proving that Santa is real. And in this story, it really comes down to belief without any proof. And it's the girl believing that in this man. So I think that there's something to that that's interesting. Admittedly, it's not a great movie. It's not a great Christmas movie. But it's probably, it would fit the category of a great movie, but not necessarily a great Christmas movie. But I put it in there because it's the best of all the rest. So, questions on the good ones?
I submit to you, from the old movie category, The Bishop's Wife, the Loretta Young.
Next week. It is next week.
It
It is on the schedule for next week. I'm not saying what category it's fitting in, but it is definitely on the schedule.
Angels, hymns, scripture,
We will talk in depth about it and the new one, The Preacher's Wife, as well, with Whitney Houston. Yeah, Ellen?
Just sharing a little family history. When my son was 5 years old, we went to see Santa. And he didn't want to sit on Santa's knee, but he wanted to be close to him. And Santa was just a very gregarious man. And he says, "And what's your name?" And he said, "Casey." And he said, "Casey, what is it that you really want for Christmas?" And he said, "A Lone Ranger." And Santa heard a little manger. And Santa picked up a little manger for him.
I bet he was disappointed.
He was. But, and he kept looking at me like, "Come on, say something."
Give me that Lone Ranger. Lord,
That's cute. That is cute.
Home Alone. I mean,
next week.
Yeah, I already said that.
All right, so those are the good ones. Any other comments on the good ones? The good ones are hard. They're not very many. The bad ones. The bad ones are fun. So let's get into the bad Christmas movies, and then my all-star bad Christmas movie at the very end. So I have 3 bad ones this week. I'll have 3 bad ones next week. So, first of all, I have to ask, who in the world is watching this? Oh my gosh. Are you serious? I had no idea. All right. Yeah, keep it that way. All right. So, White Christmas. So I entered into this thinking, well, this will be a good Christmas movie because it's old, and therefore it must have Jesus in there. There is no Jesus in this movie at all. Like, this movie is not about Jesus one bit. There really is nothing in here about Christmas. The central plot revolves around friends who team up to save a general struggling inn, and they're 2 couples. It's more a romantic drama than anything else, and the only thing that makes this Christmas is the romantic drama takes place during Christmas. That's it. And so there has to be better romantic dramas out there, right? All right, so the best spiritual element of this movie is its emphasis on gratitude and the value of service to others. That's the best that you could possibly come up with in this movie. Perhaps the overarching theme of the movie is joy and happiness, but none of that is connected to the meaning of Christmas. So the joy and the happiness is connected to basically love and romance, but nothing about Christmas. So even though there's joy and happiness, it's not joy and happiness geared towards the right thing. It's geared towards the, human relationships. So it's all based on human goodness and nothing on the goodness of God, which is contrary to Christmas, which is, whoops. It is certainly, but going back to this, this is contrary to Christmas, and the reason I specifically pinpointed this one is because God came into the world to bring those things that the world can't actually offer. And what this movie does is it lifts up what the world is offering as the thing that is giving them this joy and happiness. So it's not just that it doesn't mention Jesus, it's actually contrary to the purpose of Christmas. So I had a hard time with this one. I do realize I went home and Michelle told me that the Feezies watch this every year. So I knew that I was in for something here. Where's Glenn? Glenn, you really watching this?
He has it memorized, come on. He gets up and sings Sister, Sister.
Can you give us a bit? No. All right, so you already saw the second movie. Look, this is my childhood. This is 100% my childhood. I watch this movie every year, multiple times, probably daily as a child. I absolutely love this movie. I watch it every year. For whatever is Cohen, you don't particularly like this, right? No. For whatever reason, my kids have no appreciation for it.
Growing up in the city of Detroit.
Yeah.
We even had the Bumpuses living down the street.
Yeah. We had the lake.
Yeah.
My brother wanted a BB gun and my mother would
No. I love this movie. I absolutely love it. But as far as Christmas movies go, you follow this family through all these things. There is no mention of God, Jesus, church. It's just completely, the only time that you might hear the name Jesus is a curse word in here. So this is not a great Christmas movie for a variety of reasons. It's certainly entertaining, and I love it. My favorite part is when the kid is all bundled up and he can't walk, and he falls over and he's rolling there. And my kids lived in Florida their whole life, so of course they can't relate to that. What?
What about the ending?
In the Chinese restaurant?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's so funny. Oh, yeah.
It's all great. It's great.
It brings an Easter element into it too.
Yes, with the bunny.
Yeah, they, yeah.
No, it brings Easter bunny, but it doesn't bring Jesus.
It's gotta focus year-round later.
So yeah, we got Santa. We do have the Easter bunny. Yeah. The scene that I actually can't watch is when that kid puts his tongue on the telephone pole. I cannot watch that, and the whole time when he keeps saying "do it," I double dog dare you. I out loud, I'm like, please don't do it, please don't do it. And I know that he's going to do it. Yeah, it's not a great. You watch the movie. It's about gifts. It's about family. It's about lights. It's about food, Santa, all that stuff. There's no Jesus in this movie. And so for that, it has to be on the list of bad Christmas movies. Although it's a great movie. I think you should watch it.
Along with Die Hard.
Oh, yes. We already watched Die Hard this year. I got Cohen to watch Die Hard. I was like, we're doing it. And you know what's up next? Gremlins. And then we're going to cry through Edward Scissorhands. It's going to be amazing. All right. It's not a good Christmas movie.
Got an angel in it.
They all have angels in them. The angels are everywhere. You would think that Christmas was just about angels. Like with the amount of angels in there. Yes, It's a Wonderful Life. Not a great Christmas movie. I got to be honest. I thought it would be, but not.
They sang Hark the Herald Angels Sing.
Okay.
That helps.
If that's all you need, I need a little bit more. So you're all familiar with the story, so I'm not gonna go over the story with you. But it's not a Christian Christmas movie, as it avoids every attempt to bring the real meaning of Christmas into it. It never makes an attempt to do this. And so the characters never name Jesus. There's no aspect of real Christmas in this movie, which is stunning because you would have thought that there would be, and it would have been very easy to do it. But they purposefully chose to go down the road of excluding Jesus rather than bringing him in. So this is the perfect Christmas movie that is only a Christmas movie because the events take place on Christmas Eve. That is it. Now, is this a good movie? Yeah, it's a good movie. Is it a good Christmas movie? No, there's no Jesus. Jesus is just completely stripped out of there, gone. And for that reason, it can't be a good Christmas movie. The next one, hold that thought. The next movie, which is the bummer of them all, the next movie, the one of why are we even watching this, has really set the tone during that time and changed Christmas movies forever. So that's the only one that we have left. Any guesses on the bummer of all bummers?
I'm still stuck on Parks and Harold Angels singing.
I need more. Yeah, what you got?
When the scene, like near the beginning of the movie, they mentioned, was it George is trying to take away God's greatest gift, life. Mentions God.
Does it mention the birth of Jesus?
It mentions God, so you gotta give him.
Muslims talk about God. Hindus talk about God. Buddhists talk about God. I need more. It is the birth of Jesus come into the world. The entire day revolves around that. And you're just going to give me God. I need Jesus. But that was really good. That was real. Do you have your phone back there? Okay. You're just spitting that off from memory? That's awesome. I love it. Yeah. Anybody else? I don't even know what that is.
Never seen them.
Okay. No.
Okay, what's the bummer one?
All right.
Yeah, here we go.
The worst of the worst. The worst of the worst. All right. Why is this the worst of the worst? So let's get into it because it's going to get to what Mary already brought up. A Christmas Carol, Charles Dickens' story, redemption, second chances. This is probably like the most well-known Christmas movie, right? Maybe this and A Wonderful Life, right? So, okay. So you all know the story. The reason for the season is curiously absent from this story. It's just not there. There's no Jesus in here. But it's more than that. Dickens' beloved Christmas tale may belong to Christian holiday in name, but remains apart from it in substance. So it is largely considered one of the greatest Christmas movies, but there is no Christmas substance in the movie. And then I'm going to give you quotes from Dickens' scholars, people who love him, people who love his work. And these are the quotes from them. So not my own ideas. So Dickens, before I do that, Dickens was not an Orthodox Christian. He did not believe in the virgin birth, which is pretty hard to do a Christmas movie if you don't believe in the virgin birth. He did not believe in the Trinity. He did not believe that Jesus was God. He was a Unitarian. So he's not an Orthodox Christian in any regard. So that's my first problem. Like, for example, I shared this with you when we did music. I don't listen to Mariah Carey Christmas. I could care less what Mariah Carey is singing about because she is not living like the Christian life. I'm only listening to Christmas movies from people who are Christians. I only want to watch Christmas movies that are geared towards people who are Christians. Now, with that said, next week. So, he's not a Christian as you and I are Christians. He basically doesn't believe the main components of Christianity. So, this is what scholars of him, of Dickens wrote. It should not be imagined that Christmas has for Dickens more than the smallest connection with Christian dogma or theology. Christmas is primarily a human, not a supernatural feast. It's all wrapped up in human aspects and loses the supernatural. Further from there, this is G.K. Chesterton. He's really well known. He's a weird looking dude. I get that. But He is a theologian predominantly beloved by Roman Catholics. Are you anybody familiar with him? All right, so this is what he said. We must not ask Dickens what Christmas is, for with all of his heart and eloquence, he does not know. G.K. Chesterton loves Charles Dickens, absolutely loves him, but is very clear that when it comes to Christmas, Dickens has no idea what Christmas is about. And that's why you get this movie that has become beloved, but is not really, or is not really a good Christmas movie. John Ruskin wrote Dickens had secularized Christian or Christmas, and this goes to Mary's point. Dickens in this story paved a way for all the movies after it to be secular focused. And so what you find is that the influence of this story has influenced how Christmas movies are made and what people want and what people value. And a lot of it goes back to A Christmas Carol. Further from there, another scholar of his says, Dickens manages to make the spiritual meaning of Christmas a footnote. It's just not there. It's all human aspects. And then the last is the Dickensian approach to Christmas is important for understanding what has happened to the holiday in America. So if you want to know why Christmas got so secular so quickly, why Jesus got removed, a lot of the scholars of Dickens are pointing to this movie. And for that reason, it is the worst of the worst because it had such influence. Jim?
A lot of the early movie industry was Jewish. Samuel Goldwyn, Louis B. Mayer, they were all Jewish. So they're that same camp that says they just don't know.
Yeah.
So it's not just Dickens, but
No, it's not.
They're appealing to a broader audience than Christianity and doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's pure marketing.
Yep. 100%. So I'm only using Dickens because this has become so influential. But yeah, as Jim pointed out, like if you're watching Christmas movies from people who don't believe in Jesus, that's all going to kind of go towards that direction. But his scholars alone have pinpointed this story as a secularization of Christmas as a whole, and for that reason it slots into the worst of the worst. And I had to leave the slide up there on G.K. Chesterton because I just love his hair. I know, I'm very envious, yeah. All right. That wraps it up for today. Next week we will look at another 7 movies. I might be able to add 8 because it didn't take me nearly as long to go through them. But questions, comments, concerns, issues, anybody need counseling after sitting through this? You're all good? All right.